Alright, Shalom. Before I get started, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Recha Chodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of the great millstone who rule well and teach well, and who are the true leaders of Israel today. Start with Elder Pastor Tahar on down. I also like to give double honor to the head and the elder of the Men of Israel camp, the Chazak, whom I teach under down here in Greenville, South Carolina. And I also like to give another shout out to you sincere Akim, you brothers out there that's pushing this truth, this word, and all sincerity and righteousness in these last days. Alright, and I also like to give another quick shout out to you Israelite foreigners that's looking like the other heathen nations causing confusion, coming back to y'all heritage in these last days. Alright, to y'all, I'd like to say shalom. Alright, now coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem with another exhortation video. Alright, this is going to be a real quick lesson. Alright, this is going to be a Psalms of the Day video. Alright, like I do every other, week, when I do my Psalms of the Day, pick one scripture. I ain't going to necessarily say one scripture, but I pick a scripture out of the book of Psalms, and just break it down. Alright, and the day, Psalms of the Day that I chose was in the book of Psalms 137. Alright. Verses 7 through 9, all right, because it pretty much go hand in hand, all right. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 137, starting at verse 7. It says, "Remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof." Now, the Lord said, remember. What's that scripture in Ecclesiastes? The Lord required which passed, roughly paraphrasing. So the Lord still remember this day. So the Lord is still thinking of this day. All right. He said, "Remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom." And who are the children of Edom? The children of Edom today would be the so-called white people. All right. They call the Caucasians. All right. Those are your Edomites. Your biblical Edomites today is the so-called white man, white woman, man, woman, and child, man. All right. They will consist of the nation of Edom. All right. So it says, "Remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation of it." And that's right. Because when he said raise it, meaning destroy it. All right. Because when we was during the time when we was in the Babylonian captivity, what happened? They ransacked the temple, right? They destroyed the temple, man. They destroyed the temple. And Esau was cheering this man on. He was cheering, all right, when this took place, man. So the Lord, King David is telling the Lord to remember this day, man. And guess what? The Lord is going to remember this day, man. Why? Because they're supposed to be our brother, man. All right. It's a scripture in the book of Amos, all right, the first chapter, I believe verse 14, if I'm not mistaken, where roughly paraphrased, where it says, the Lord will not turn away the punishment, of the Edomites, all right, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. But not only that, this man have continual hatred in his heart towards the children of Israel. Whether if it's him taking us down, or whether if it's another nation, taking us down, man. This man has no type of, sorrow in his heart, feeling sorry, man. All right. So it says, verse 8, "O daughter of Babylon," and that goes to show you the Edomites are here today in Babylon the Great, man. All right, because if you're saying America's Babylon, that means the Edomites, that means the so-called white people would have to be the biblical Edomites, man. All right, because who else got the children of Israel in slavery over here in America, man? The so-called white man. So that goes to prove to you right there that the Edomites will have to be the Edomites are the so-called white people, man. All right, because if you, like I said, if you saying Babylon is America, that means the Edomites will have to be the so-called white people, man. All right, because they ruling in Babylon. Who money is on the paper, on the dollar? The so-called white man. All right, who came and got us over here on slave ships? The so-called white man. Who school systems we in? The so-called white man. Who court systems we in? The so-called white man. Matter of fact, who own every goddamn thing? The so-called white man. You see? So that goes to show you, man. Hey, this man is the devil. He's the nation of Edom. but he hid himself. All right, calling himself white, Caucasian, everything besides the Edomite. So it says, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Yeah, this place is going to be destroyed by what? Thermonuclear fire, and also with the chariots, man. All right. It says, who art to be destroyed, happy should he be. And we're going to be happy and rejoicing when we see that day come. When we see the Lord destroying this place, man. All right. When we see Yahweh Shem Shah coming back, and we see the missiles, Lord willing, we on the chariots first and foremost. We're going to, hey, when we seeing this, man, hey, man, we're going to be rejoicing. We're going to be happy that the Lord took this man out of power, man. So it says, happy should he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Verse 9. Happy should he be that taketh. And the Lord said, we're going to be happy. All right? We ain't going to be sad. We're going to be happy, man, when this take place. It says, happy should he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. You see? So the Lord said, we're going to be happy to do this, man. We're going to rejoice to do this. You think about doing something like, you think about doing it right now, you be like, God damn, I really just really did this. You know what I'm saying? You'd be kind of like, you kind of feel a little bad, but at the same time you wouldn't, But in the kingdom, hey, we ain't going to have no fucking mercy in our hearts, man. Why? Because the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai is going to be on us to do this. Because right now, for the most part, Jay a little compassionate, we're compassionate people. So, of course we may feel bad, but at the same time, we're not going to feel bad because that's our enemy. But in the kingdom, hey, man, we ain't going to have none of that, in our heart, man, when it comes towards you other nations, man. We're going to execute judgment, man. We're going to meditate terror, man. We ain't going to feel bad, dash out Edomite babies into stones. Look what y'all did. Jake baby had them in the cotton fields. By the time they was able to crawl, right? Fed them the alligator bait, played tug of war with them. Come on, man. Even had a human zoo. Come on, man. Y'all gonna have to pay for that shit, man. Y'all gonna have to pay for all that, man. So the Lord said we're gonna be happy to do that. We're gonna be happy to dash these little Edomite babies into stones, man. Throwing them like footballs, man, like dodgeball. Matter of fact, brothers may play dodgeballs with them. Dodgeball with the babies, man. Just throwing them fast as hell, man. And we waiting on that day. We meditate on that day, man. Lord willing, it happens, and we believe that it's gonna happen, man. So that was my Psalms of the day. All right, Lord willing, it was edifying, and I'm gonna close it with giving all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rechach Wadash. Double honor to the elders, apostles, of great millstone, who rule well and teach well, and who are the true leaders of Israel today. Start with Elder Apostle Taharon down. All right, and also like to give a double honor to the head and the elder of the Man of Israel camp, the Chazak, whom I teach under down here in Greenville, South Carolina. To y'all, like to say Shalom.